Hey, what's up, people? How you doing? This is Ben Herrera, former Marvel DC Image comic book artist, but now currently the artist for the upcoming Heavy Atomo comic book, awesome comic book kaiju, giant robot kaiju miniseries coming out from Scribe Comics soon, I think in May. But anyway, I wanted to share with you my character design process. In this video, I wanted to show the steps I went through to create the evil alien bad guy of this story, the Brugen, and show the process from start to finish, as well as time-lapse video of me creating the character design sheet. But anyway, the Brugen are this evil alien race that scour the galaxy in search of neutron stars to devour. They're kind of like sort of like a Galactus, and they they just that's all they do. They search for these stars to eat them, and because they use that for power, their power to live on. And Rosario wanted me to kind of showcase that the way in their design. So that's how come all of the characters, as you can tell, the different options have these holes in their chest, and they kind of have slits throughout their whole body. It's kind of to give the idea that this star energy is kind of coursing through their body. But anyways, I usually start out the character design sheet giving the client a few options to pick from, so we can decide what kind of directions he'd like to head in to for whatever character they want, how they want the characters to look and stuff. And here I gave 4 different ones, different sizes, heights, colors. Also, this character is supposed to be this alien race is supposed to be about, I don't know, like 10 or 15 feet tall. And I wanted to portray the star with the hole in the chest, and different skin color. And Rosario picked this one because I don't know why he picked this one, but to me it was showcased because of his red color, and he's got tusks on his face, kind of like almost like a Mars kind of feel, like that the planet, because it's all the red planet, alien feel, kind of warrior feel for the design. So that's the one he wanted to choose from the first 4 options, initial 4 options. And then from there I wanted to design what the Brugen, the kind of armor the Brugen we're going to wear, because they're going to need that, because they're evil alien baddies, so they need the kick butt warrior armor to utilize. But I found out in the story that they're going to only use this a little bit of the time. But anyways, it was still important to figure out something for them to wear, because I didn't want them walking around naked in their spaceships, unless that's their culture, which I don't know if that's the case or not. But anyway, yeah, here's the armor, and he wanted to go with something that was kind of like a techno organic feel to the armor, but I wanted to also give, as usual, a few options to pick from. So the first one was more of that techno organic feel, with like a sharp edge to it, edginess to it, hence all the different spikes and stuff, and on his armor. And this one was more of a as you can tell, a regular science fiction battle suit of armor. And as you can tell also on all the choices, different options I have, I wanted to definitely showcase the star energy in them, with the opening in their chest, and different other parts of the armor with the energy from the star coming through. And this one was kind of like a mix between the first the first 2, with also an organic feel, but more in the middle. I kind of got influenced by that. You might know where I could get that influence from. This other Japanese superhero character with armor, and the one that Rosario wanted, that he went with on this one, was the option 1. So I after he client picks which one they want to go with. I like to do this kind of like pre-sketch before I jump on the final character sheet, full color character sheet, just so the client knows the exact direction I'm going to go in when I complete the final sheet, because that would be a lot of artwork to complete, and find out that I went in the wrong direction. And on this one, I changed, added a couple things on it. Like I wanted to add some kind of like organic muscle striations in the black area of the design, of the costume design, to hopefully have it more that organic, techno-organic feel to the armor, and kind of gave him like those aqua socks kind of boots on, to have it even be more organic. So I hope they come across. And then I found out later that he needed to have some kind of like clothing, regular clothing, which are these robes that they wear, because they're going to be wearing most of the time. I guess they're not going to be utilizing the armor, on their command deck. So they kind of walk around with these kind of armor, robes, clothing, and still keeping that whole sharp kind of techno-organic sun kind of feel. Still has the hole in the chest where kind of like the robes radiate from. So I wanted to keep that feel, and also have the kind of feel like it was kind of like royal robes. I was checking out a lot of reference from European royal, monarch robes, and from different countries, kind of like from England and France and Spain, that kind of thing, to give me an idea of what's the design. And I like how it came out. I hope you do too. It has that kind of like royal kind of, but it is still alien kind of feel to it. At least I think so. So that was got to make sure again we have that, because to round out what they're gonna look like in the comic book. And then here's, of course, is the final full color character design sheet. As you could tell, I wanted to give all aspects of all the previous stuff that I shared in this video for you, with his armor. I like to give a front and kind of back view of the character, so you can get a complete idea of what they're like, what they wear, that kind of thing. And then of course an option with the robe. He's got the robes doing here, and gives you an idea of what the color of what they wear, and also a more detailed close-up of his helmet, and just his head, kind of in his neck piece as on here, and also to definitely showcase his tusks. He's got chin tusks that is on there, so he's definitely got to watch out when he's kissing. And of course, going along with the idea of showcasing a lot of the character, I wanted to add a more close-up feel, this time without anything. He's not wearing any kind of top, to give an idea of what his skin and close shot of his skin and his chest, head and torso head and chest would look like. So yeah, here's a little bit more close up of so you get a good sense of the sheet. So hopefully they come across as being like these evil bad guys for you, because they're the main bad guys. That's going to give Heavy Atomo and Brian, the heroes of the story, a run for their money, or a run for their giant robot, to be more specific, in the story. So yeah, hopefully you think these are some really awesome antagonists to the hero in the story. It's got to be, to make the story just really exciting. Got to have some really powerful bad guys. And then the next thing is I wanted to get into the process, the actual time-lapse process of how I went through to create this final illustration. And on there you can tell, though, I kind of forgot to start from the very beginning. So when the time-lapse starts, it's going to have, I've already kind of got the main layout of the sketch in, the foundational sketches before I started inking. But that's okay. You'll definitely get a great idea of how the whole final character sheet was created in the time lapse. But yeah, then that's pretty much a process on how I usually put together the character designs and character design sheets for the client, and which I think these are very fun to do and very necessary, because it just makes the whole comic book creation process a lot easier when you know what the characters are gonna look like, so you know how to draw. And yeah, so here's the time lapse is starting on how you could tell I already laid in the layout sketch of the sheet of the character, and how I wanted to pose them, and the different lay out the different shots, front and back and head shot and stuff, robes. And on this sheet I had like for the headshot with the helmet, it was a little bit smaller, so I got rid of that in the final illustration, because I wanted to put more focus on just the head and neck and the helmet, what he looked like. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys dig my process on how I create character designs, character sheets for all the main characters of a story, which again are super helpful because they help me draw the story. And also hope you enjoyed it, because to give you an idea of what the artwork's going to look like in the story, and which again is created and written by Rosario Perrone of Scribe Comics, and the colorist is named Fairy. He doesn't have any social media, but you can check out Scribe Comics on X. He's got a profile on X. You could also check out my profile, Ben Herrera, on X also, and Instagram also, which I post updates. But Scribe's Rosario is always posting updates on this, because we got to do this because we want to get the word out. And unfortunately, Fairy doesn't have any social media, but I'll be showcasing that. We'll both be showcasing that stuff in other videos and updates on X. And as far as I know, we'd like to launch this in May, with doing like a sign up, pre-launch sign up, in either the next couple weeks or in April. So yeah, so you can sign up early to make sure you don't miss it. Don't miss the crowdfunding launch. And we're going through, I think, Indiegogo. I think he's chosen Indiegogo and Fund My Comic. But anyways, all that stuff we'll be letting you know, giving you updates on all that stuff. But yeah, Heavy Atomo. If you love giant robots and kaiju and action and adventure and sci-fi, it's a love story, and got a little bit of that in there with evil aliens that want to take over the earth, and just cause a lot of problems. So yeah, if you like those kinds of stories, he really got it from like his really love like Saturday morning cartoons, and Gotcha Man, and giant robots stories, anime. So that's what kind of the feel he wanted to portray with this project. So if you like all of that kind of stuff, giant robots, Gundam, and of course Giant Robot, and all that cool, awesome anime stuff with Gotcha Man, and that whole kind of awesome Japanese feel you kind of grew up with, and I think hopefully you like this. And it's definitely been fun to work on, and so I can't wait to find out what you think about all of it. And I hope you've enjoyed this my character design process here. And yeah, hopefully I think I'd like to do a few more of these if you like checking them out, because they're really fun to share kind of the process of what we do. Plus, I just want to share, give updates on all the artwork and all the production we're doing along the way. So anyways, you all have a great week. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.